Sir, your PPT is not visible.
Yeah. Wait. Full screen is on. Now is it okay? Is it visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. So thank you, Dr. Iti, and it's a privilege for me to be the part of this invited lecture, and it's always joyous to interact with the students and faculty, such a learned faculty of Mangalayatan University. Thank you all for inviting me for this important lecture, and the topic assigned to me is current status and future prospects of pomegranate cultivation in India. So I welcome you all to the fascinating world of pomegranate, and hope at the end of this presentation, we all will be more informed about various aspects of pomegranate. So my entire presentation will be consisted of introduction. I will introduce you about pomegranate because many of you might not be well aware of the potent of this crop. Then I will discuss a little bit about the global and Indian scenario of pomegranate. Then important cultivation practices. I will not go in deep about cultivation practices because its cultivation practices is itself a full-fledged lecture. So I will just touch the important cultivation practices which you follow, and then I would like to discuss about some of the value-added products, dietary supplements which have been developed from pomegranate, and definitely I will also like to discuss about my research expertise and what we did in our laboratory and research field. So, as we all know that pomegranate has so many epithets, it is also known as symbol of bounty, fertility. It's a powerhouse of nutrition, energy. It's a miracle fruit because of its innumerous health benefits. It is also regarded as superfood, dollar earning crop, a diamond of rocky land, and this is one of the most potent crop which can fulfill the dreams of our Honorable Prime Minister, which is doubling farmers' income. The crop is suited well to the more crop per drop. So this is highly potential crop for dry land farming. And the first question, why pomegranate? Why it is so important? Why pomegranate is expanding in India and across the globe? So the foremost important thing is that it's the powerhouse of nutrition and nutraceuticals. It is highly rich in polyphenols, particularly lignans, which is collagen. Almost all parts of this fruit is having one or another health benefit. Whether you are talking about juice or aril or seed, probably many of us would be knowing that the pomegranate seed contains a lot of oil, which is high value oil. Probably in this slide you could able to see at the corner one. Again, you can see here. This is aril, and inside this there is a seed. So this seed contains around 12 to 20% oil. You can extract this oil either by solvent extraction method, or you can use cold press or supercritical fluid extraction method. Centrifugation is also one of the methods to extract this oil, and this oil has a lot of application. It can be used in anti-aging creams. It is used for various nutraceuticals which are used for various
I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir. Your slides are not moving.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's moved. Now it's
okay.
Oh, it's okay now.
Yeah. See, this is the problem with this online class system. There is a lot of technical glitch. Anyways, that's secondary thing. So I was discussing about this various medicinal properties of various parts of pomegranate fruit. So you can see these aerial is used for fresh purpose as well as juice, which is highly rich in so many polyphenols and nutrition. And similarly, the seed after extraction of juice, you can use that seed for extraction of oil, which is high value oil, and seed contains around 12 to 20% oil by weight. Similarly, the rind, which we call it as peel in other fruit crop, the rind is also highly rich in polyphenols and can be used as for different purposes. Even it is used for face pack also. It is having a lot of medicinal properties, and it is also used for dyeing purpose, and it can also be used for making organic mouthwash. That I will explain you later. So I think now slides are moving probably. Is it okay?
Yes, it's moving.
So first question I raised, why pomegranate is important. So I told you that this is a powerhouse of nutrition and nutraceuticals. Then the second important point is that the benefit to the farmer is huge in this crop. This crop is basically occupying climatically and edaphicatically challenged region of semi-arid and arid conditions where resources are very limited, natural resources are limited. Under those conditions also, if you consider the benefit cost ratio of pomegranate as compared to other food crops which are grown under dry land conditions, this study, for this data we prepared for doubling farmer income report for Maharashtra region, and we found that the benefit cost ratio of pomegranate is more than 2, and which is higher than most of the other food crops grown under dry land conditions of Maharashtra. So first thing, it is a powerhouse of nutrition and nutraceutical. It is having innumerous health benefits. The second most important thing, the revenue income per capita investment is very high. The benefit cost ratio is very high as compared to other food crops or any other crop grown under dry land condition. So you can see here also the benefit cost ratio. If you exclude your labor charges, then it is around 1:4. So it's a comparatively higher as compared to other food crops or other cereal crops grown under dry land condition. And the third point is one of the most important point is that it is having versatile adaptability. You can see the pomegranate occupies mostly under Indian condition the dry belts, the arid and semi-arid region, which is marked with so many climatic and edaphic challenges. And pomegranate is facing a lot of biotic stresses also. Even under those stressful conditions, it is giving a very good return to the farmers. It is also, sometimes we call it as a drought tolerant crop. Particularly during rest period and stress period, the water requirement is very less. So only water requirement is during crop growing period. So it can be one of the potential crop for more crop per drop. It is one of the potential crop for doubling farmers' income. Rather, it can quadruple, triple, or quadruple farmer income. So because of these three major reasons, one is powerhouse of nutrition, another one is having very high returns on investment, and third important fact is that its versatile adaptability, whether it can survive under various climatic and edaphic challenges. And because of these, it is also known as diamond of rocky land. And the fourth important point is that it is having very good export potential. So because of all these reasons, this crop is becoming very popular among dry land conditions in areas where water scarcity is there. So this crop is becoming very popular, and this is the crop of the future. Moreover, after COVID-19, this crop has also been reported to have some of the virucidal properties, and the consumer awareness about health is increasing after COVID-19. And after COVID-19, if you look at the export and production scenario, global as well as Indian production scenario of this crop, it is increasing rapidly. So we discussed about why pomegranate is so important. What are the reasons why it is becoming so popular? So now we will little bit discuss about the biology of pomegranate. As we all know, that it is also known as superfruit or superfood. It belongs to family Literaceae. Earlier, it has been classified to a monogeneric family Punicaceae, but later on, based on taxonomic evidences, means more recently in last 4 or 5 years, it has been put to the Literaceae family. Otherwise, you will find in so many literature that pomegranate belongs to the family Punicaceae, but that was the earlier scenario. Now the pomegranate belongs to family Literaceae, and this pomegranate, whatever pomegranate we see all across the globe, So most of the cultivated and wild pomegranate belongs to single species, that is Punica granatum. And another wild species, that is Punica protopunica, is just confined to Skota Island of Yemen. This wild species, the Punica protopunica, has not been utilized much, whether in breeding program. So that's one of the aspects where breeder can focus. They can procure this Punica protopunica through various exchanges, either through NBPGR or any other agency, a nodal agency for exchanges, and we can utilize them in breeding program. But right now, whatever you are looking, pomegranate all across the globe, they all belong to Punica granatum, which is the main species. And the wild species is very limited, and it is right now, as per the literature, it is only available in the Skota Island of Yemen. Sometimes it is also in a Socotra Island. So I think most of us, we know that Iran is primary center of origin for pomegranate. But if you look at the wild pomegranate, if you go to, if probably some of you might have gone to Himachal Pradesh and Jammu Kashmir, you will find wild, jungles of pomegranate, wild pomegranate. So based on those evidences, we can say that pomegranate, the origin of pomegranate belongs, it originates from India to Western Himalayas. So the spread is like Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India. All Western Himalayan region might be considered as primary as well as secondary center of origin of pomegranate. So these are the top 5. Now coming to global scenario, we have discussed about why pomegranate is so important. We have come across a little bit botany of pomegranate now and its origin, and now what is the impact of pomegranate, where all across the globe pomegranate is cultivated. And if you look at the scenario around 20 years back, or 30 years back, the pomegranate was limited to very few countries, and acreage was very limited. Cultivation was there. But during last 30 years, if you find the pomegranate cultivation, even during last 10 years, the global pomegranate cultivation, right from it enhanced from 0.3 million hectare to 0.6 million hectare, and around 6 million tons of production from 3 million tons. That's a global scenario right now. So within 10 years, almost there is double in production and acreage globally as far as pomegranate is concerned. Though there is no FAO data, Food and Agriculture Organization data is not available for pomegranate. So we took this information from published literature in 2018. So if you look at the major countries which are involved in pomegranate production, India is the numero nation for pomegranate. We are the global hub of pomegranate production, followed by Iran, China. If you go through the literature, old books, you will find Iran as the major leader. But right now the things have changed during last 10 years, and India has surpassed any other country. Rather, we are almost producing around 50% of the global pomegranate, and we are exporting around 2% of it. So India, Iran, China, Turkey, Afghanistan, Spain, and USA, these are the major players in the pomegranate industry of the globe. And other countries like Uzbekistan, Middle East countries, Mediterranean nations like Spain, where climate is Mediterranean climate, there also pomegranate is cultivated. US is also, particularly in Florida, there is some pomegranate around. They cultivate. Besides that, some of the South American countries also cultivate pomegranate. So it is cultivated mostly in the drier parts of the world or Mediterranean climate of the world. So these are the major hub for pomegranate area. So these are the popular commercial varieties of India: Bhagwa, Ganesh, Ruby, Dholka, Phule, Rakta, Jaipur seedless. And these are the major variety of globe. Like Wonderful, you might be knowing that is the most commercial variety of the globe. Wonderful, very old variety, and so many other varieties have evolved from this variety. So you can also say that's a mother of almost all the exotic varieties. But in India, the scenario is different. The Ganesh was the first commercial variety, released in 1936 as GBG1, later on renamed as Ganesh. And then Ganesh was very good variety, but only issue with the Ganesh was, this is the Ganesh variety. You can see second from the right corner that that is Ganesh variety. That is the first release variety developed by father of food revolution, G.S. Shiva, and it was released in 1936 as GBG1 from Ganesh Kin Fruit Station, and later on in 1970 it was renamed as Ganesh. So Ganesh was very good variety, soft seeded, sweet. It was a selection from Alandi, which was a hard seeded, pomegranate. So, but later on, our researchers thought that the market of fruit is relying on color now. So we just wanted to introduce color to this variety Ganesh, because Ganesh is overall very good variety, high yielding, short duration, soft seeded, sweet. So just we wanted from pinkish area to red area. Then we tried to improve this variety by introducing some of the colored varieties from Russia, like Gulesha Red, Gulesha Rose Pink, and that breeding program was initiated by MPKV Rauri. And this was initiated simultaneously at MPKV Rauri and also at IHR. So IHR came out with another red type variety, which was Ruby, which was a complex cross. So basically, basic concept was that they all wanted to improve the color of Ganesh. Rest of the edible qualities and table purpose quality are absolutely fine in Ganesh. So they started breeding program with color varieties like Gulesha Red, and they bring about from segregating generations. They developed 3 varieties: Mridula, Arakta, and Bhagwa. Right now, you can see the left corner top one. Bhagwa is the numero uno variety of India, and almost 85% of the area under cultivation in pomegranate in India is almost covered by Bhagwa. So it's very good. It's a high potential variety. Even our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji have also mentioned about Bhagwa in some of his speeches. And this variety is roughly around worth of 9 to 10,000 crore annually production and export if you count together. So this variety worth is around 10,000 crore annual worth of this variety is there. But there is one hidden danger of monoculture, because everywhere this Bhagwa is cultivated all across the India. That's why during the last 10 to 15 years, whatever disease is coming, it is taking the form of epidemic, because everywhere only Bhagwa is there, and the disease gets easy way to spread. So if there might have been, if we would have more than 5-6 commercial varieties in larger pockets, so the disease spread might not have been to that extent. So that's the one of the issues in pomegranate, that is monoculturing, and we urgently need good varieties to complement, to supplement Bhagwa as far as our Indian pomegranate industry is concerned. So if you look at the major pockets of pomegranate in India, you can see here in this map that Maharashtra is, of course, it's a leader in pomegranate production in India, followed by Gujarat. Gujarat has made a tremendous progress as far as pomegranate cultivation is concerned. And if you see the data 7 to 8 years back, Gujarat was nowhere, and now Gujarat is cultivating more than 30,000 hectares of pomegranate, and it has surpassed Karnataka, which was earlier holding the second rank as far as pomegranate production is concerned. Now in Rajasthan also, drier parts of Rajasthan, the pomegranate was traditionally cultivated in Rajasthan. Some of the varieties like Jodhpur Red, Jalot Seedless, those were cultivated in some of the pockets of Sirohi, Barmer, Balotra, near Jaipur, Hanumangarh district. So all those were the traditional pockets of pomegranate. But now, if you go to one of the, now that Tehsil place has become district, which is Balotra, if you go there, you will find earlier it was in Barmer district. You will find almost around 5 to 10,000 acres of pomegranate only in that Balotra Tehsil. So every almost every household is having pomegranate. So in drier parts of Rajasthan, the pomegranate is expanding very fast. Even in MP, if you look at the Khargaon, Agar Malwa, Dhar, nearby Indore, Devas, some of the private companies, and even some of the dry area of Raigad. So all these areas in MP are having potential, and MP is also promoting pomegranate, and some of the private companies like DS Group, all those have their private farms of pomegranate in MP also. So dry areas of MP, the areas where soil is not heavy, light textured soil, and dry areas of MP are suitable for pomegranate cultivation. Even we have planted some of the pomegranate in Tikamgarh district, the drier regions, which is near to Jhansi district. So in Tikamgarh also, in Jatara block, we have planted around 57 nano orchards. So majorly, if you go to even, we were astonished to see that if you go to Himachal Pradesh also, the Bhagwa and Kandhari. Traditionally, they were growing Kandhari, a variety of pomegranate, but later on that Kandhari has also been partially replaced by Bhagwa. So in Himachal Pradesh, in Kullu district, if you go, I feel that there is more than 1,000 acres of pomegranate alone in Kullu district. Lot of popularity of pomegranate is there. Kandhari is seedless, and this Bhagwa is cultivated there. So there also good quality pomegranate is cultivated. So this map shows the various states which are involved in pomegranate cultivation. Maharashtra is leading, followed by Gujarat, then Karnataka, then Telangana, Rajasthan, MP, Himachal Pradesh. They are the major pockets. Even Tamil Nadu also, in some pockets, the pomegranate is coming up. Some of the private companies like Imai Biotech have established their pomegranate farms there. So this is the global scenario. You can see almost 45% of the global production is done by India, which is around 3 million tons, 2.8 to 3 million tons, and the global production is around 6 million tons. So almost 50% is contributed by India. The other major players are China, Iran. Though it's very difficult to get data from China, they don't reveal so easily their data, and but based on those, some of the literatures, and FAO data is also not available for pomegranate. For most of the cereal crops, the Food and Agriculture Organization data is available. That is considered standard data. But Indian data you can get from National Horticulture Board, but international global data, it's very difficult if FAO data is not available. So we have collected this information from some of the sources. One of the sources is mentioned here, that was published by Ferrara et al. In 2020. This publication is from Italy. So they just compile the production of different pomegranate producing countries of the world. So China, Iran, Turkey, USA, Tunisia, Morocco, Spain, Israel, Greece, Italy, South Africa. Israel here, I just wanted to mention, though Israel is not having very significant area of production, but they almost export 50% of their pomegranate produce. The quality of the produce is so good, they could able to export 50% of their produce, though their production and acreage is not very significant as compared to India, China, Iran, and Turkey. Dr. Iti, is slides moving? Is my voice is audible to everybody?
Yes, your slides are also moving and your voice is audible.
Okay. Anybody, if any queries in between, they can stop me, and we can attend to that query. There is no issue of hesitation. We are here to discuss, and rather I am here to learn from you. So students, please, you can stop me anywhere, or you can just send your in the message form to Dr. Iti, and she can ask questions. She can stop me and ask questions anytime. Dr. Iti, how much time I am having?
Sir, half an hour more.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So I will run fast. But anytime you can just interrupt me and you can ask questions. You are free to ask any question related to pomegranate. So as I told you, global production, you can see the actual production of the major countries across the globe. India is leader, followed by China, Iran, Turkey, USA, and these data are from different sources. So we say right now that India is enjoying the pomegranate revolution. For most of the food crops, we say we are global leader because we have a lot of. That's great. Okay. So but because our cultivable area in India is huge, that's why most of the time India lies as first and second position as far as acreage and production is concerned. But you see, my concern here is you can see the productivity of India, pomegranate productivity of India. If you consider 10 years back, our productivity was somewhere around 6.5 to 7 tons per hectare. Within the period of 10 years, we have reached to the productivity of around 12 tons, more than global average productivity of the world. So we have made a tremendous growth of around 75% as far as productivity is concerned. So that's a great achievement. Not only acreage increase, not only production increase, but productivity and export of pomegranate also increase. That's why we are telling that India is enjoying right now the global pomegranate revolution. And the contribution of everybody, whether it's farmer or entrepreneurs or researchers, because increasing productivity to or 75% within a period of 10 years is really a Herculean task. So though we just export 2 to 2.5% of our total produce, so there are a lot of non-tariff barriers also. The export is not so easy. We usually think that we could not able to export because our quality doesn't meet. That is only one of the small factors. There are so many other factors. What we call is a non-tariff barrier. Though in India, export is marred with PHI, MRL, traceability issues, then food safety issues, good agriculture practices issues. It's very difficult to explain all those within the time of 1 hour. But PHI is like harvest interval, then maximum residual limits. So all those are terms related to export, traceability. So when I will get next chance to discuss on pomegranate, I will exclusively discuss what are the various export constraints in pomegranate and how we can improve our export. But mind you, the quality is not only factor. There are so many other policy issues, political factor which govern export from a country. Okay, so if Europe will open its market for India, simply then we can capture the entire globe as far as pomegranate export is concerned. But countries also, they put non-tariff barriers, and there are so many other issues also. So that limits our export. But though we are exporting just the 2 to 2.5% of our total production, but we are having around 14% of the market share, and we are third largest exporter. Mind you, for Israel, I told you that Israel is exporting 50% of its produce, but the produce of Israel is it's very meager. But India is just exporting 2% of its production, and still we are third largest exporter of pomegranate across the globe. The first is China, and followed by Iran. So you can see the market share around 13% is India, 34% is China, and 29% is Iran. So if you look at the increment in area, production, productivity, export volume, and export value of pomegranate, you can find a tremendous growth, multi-fold growth in almost all the sectors of pomegranate. And not only that, the pomegranate is supporting around 2.5 lakh, around 0.25 million farm families, and that also under arid and semi-arid conditions of India, which are marred with climatic and hydrologic challenges, scarcity of water, frequent drought, partially withered soil. That's why pomegranate is also known as diamond of rocky land. If you go to the pomegranate growing regions of Maharashtra, particularly in Jabalpur, the soil is not fully weathered, partially weathered, rocky soils are there. And even under those conditions, the pomegranate is flourishing like anything. Rather, the pomegranate of Jabalpur is having geographical indication status, which is again a boost up for our export of pomegranate from Maharashtra. So if you look at the recent data of 2021-22, we have around 0.25 million hectares, that is around 2.75 lakh hectare area under pomegranate, and the production is around 32 lakh tons, which is around 3.2 million tons. And in 2021-22, we have exported a record quantity of around 1 lakh metric tons, and which gave us around 688 crores of rupees. So really from somewhere in 10 years back, we were exporting around only 18,000 metric tons, and we have reached to the level of around 100,000 metric tons. It's really a tremendous growth as far as export is concerned. Though this data fluctuates year-on-year basis. After that, in 22-23, there was a little dip in the export, but we are on the rising path. So if you look at the last 8 years growth of pomegranate in terms of acreage, it is around 156%. It's a rough estimate. And as far as productivity is concerned, around 75% increment in the productivity. As far as acreage is export is concerned, during last 8 years. So around 12, it was around 30,000 metric tons, and in 1920 it was around 80,000 metric tons. If you go 1 year ahead of 11-12, means 10-11, if you look at the data, it is around only 18,000 metric tons. So the growth in terms of export, in terms of production, in terms of productivity, in terms of encourage everywhere. It's like all dimensional growth of pomegranate in India. That's why, in true sense, we can say that India is really enjoying a pomegranate revolution of India. Only issue is that we are enjoying this revolution only, on the basis of one variety, and we need to extend our varietal basket so that the disease epidemics can be reduced, and we can cater to the needs of different markets. No, different market need different type of pomegranate. They have different requirements. Processing industries have different requirements. For any crop to be successful or sustainable for long-term basis, we are not talking about immediate gains. We are talking about sustainable growth. So if we really want a sustainable growth in pomegranate, we definitely have to have a good basket of varieties. Some of them should be export oriented, some for domestic market, some for processing. So that is the future thrust for pomegranate industry in India. So whether you talk about export volume, export value, or export quantity, or per unit export value, you can see at all fronts pomegranate has done exceedingly well. So if you talk about volume of export, during last 8 years, pomegranate volume of export has increased to 167%. If you talk about value of export, it is around, you see this value has increased tremendously for pomegranate, and in the year 1920, we got around 680 crores of rupees. And this shows how much average price we got per kg of export to different countries. The average per kg price has increased by more than 100%. The average per kg price for export of pomegranate to other countries is around 101. So any of you can ask why it is so low, because if we export to European countries, we get around 300 rupees a kg of fruit if we export pomegranate to Europe. But bulk of our export of pomegranate goes to Southeast Asian countries, particularly Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. So there the average price is even less than 100. Even we get more price in domestic market in metros. But small size fruit from West Bengal port, it get exported to Southeast Asian countries, particularly Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. So that basically reduces our per kg export value. Otherwise, for European market, and last year we also exported to US, the price is comparatively very high. So we have learned about the overall all dimensional growth of pomegranate, its acreage, its production, productivity, export potential, why pomegranate is so important because of nutraceutical values, because of its returns on investment potential, and because of more crop per drop, means its versatile adaptability. So all these we have learned about pomegranate. Now India is having additional advantage as compared to other countries. The fresh pomegranate is available throughout the year in India. Thanks to our crop regulation, Bahar regulation, or flower regulation, you might have learned, you might have studied for in your UG and PG courses. So by regulation of Mrik, Ambe, and Hast Bahar, which their early and late versions, we have the potentiality, and rather we are producing pomegranate throughout the year. No other country, sorry, I have to click this call. Wait. Iti Singh जी, मैं presentation बताइए. परिहार साहब का जो पौधा है बदल दीजिए आप. बोलिए क्या बात है? क्या बोल रहे हैं? हाँ ठीक है, अभी मैं उनसे बात करूंगा. मैं क्लास में हूँ, तो बात. Sorry for interruption. Very sorry. It's a rainy season. It's a nursery sale, so I'm looking after that job also. So no other country in the world can produce pomegranate for the year except Spain. So thanks to our crop regulation, Mrik Bahar, Abbe Bahar, Hast Bahar. But the main season of pomegranate in major pomegranate growing states of India is Mrik Bahar, means rainy season flowering. The fruit get harvested from November to February. That is the major season. Otherwise, in some pockets, Ambe Bahar is also practiced, particularly in regions which are having assured irrigation facilities, because most of the fruit growing season, Ambe Bahar means the flowering should coincide with mango around February, March flowering or April flowering. If you go to temperate region, particularly Himachal Pradesh, only one crop is possible, that is spring season flowering, which is your Ambe Bahar. So that is only taken there. Otherwise, in major pomegranate growing states like Maharashtra, Nripendra is the main crop, followed by Hastapahar. Hastapahar mostly taken in areas where rainy period is very less and soil is very light texture. So there they go for Hastapahar. Hastapahar is a nakshatra. Hastapahar means it's autumn season flowering, means flowering before winter, before the arrival of winter season. That is called Hastapahar flowering, and the fruit get harvested. You can count 6 months from flowering to harvesting, around March, April. So we have learned about why we are global leader in pomegranate production, and which are the countries who are our competitors or who are having role in global pomegranate industry, and then why pomegranate is so important for India, and what are the advantages India is having, what is the separate, what is USP of India in pomegranate industry, where India can encash and capture the global market. So that we have discussed. Now coming to a little bit cultivation practices, as I told that it is having versatile adaptability. The pomegranate is grown right from temperate, subtropical, arid, and semi-arid regions of the world. You can see same agua is grown in Tamil Nadu also. Dr. Iti, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Good. So the same bhagwa is grown in Tamil Nadu also, and same the bhagwa is also grown in Jammu Kashmir also. You can see the adaptability of single variety grown in Tamil Nadu, grown in Gujarat, grown in Northeast also, and grown in West Bengal also, and it is also grown in Jammu Kashmir. That shows the versatile adaptability of this crop. Only thing is that we have to take care that it should only be cultivated on light texture soil. It's a shallow-rooted crop. Any water stagnation may lead to root rot, and it is highly susceptible to soil-borne wilt pathogens, wilt-causing pathogens. So it should be planted on light texture soil, preferably on raised bed. So if your area is having black cotton soil, or if your area is having high humidity area like tropical regions, try to avoid pomegranate, because with all your effort, you could not able to produce the quality of pomegranate which the semi-arid or subtropical or arid regions can produce. So this crop loves dry climate. This crop loves light texture soil. So these are the basic things you have to take care while you are planning for pomegranate cultivation. We should not follow like that, because we have seen that Vidarbha farmers where soil is heavy, by looking into the benefits and returns involved in pomegranate, they also started planting pomegranate, and ultimately that lead to failure because of heavy textured soil, the wilt issue, the flowering issue, all have creeped up in due course of time, and there was substantial loss to the farmer, because whatever fruit crop initial investment is very high. If you don't plan it judiciously, you can suffer a huge loss, because the initial investment in establishment of an orchard, it's a cost-intensive exercise. So coming to the planting material, if you look at the annual expansion of pomegranate during last 8 to 10 years, we can say that around 20,000 hectare area increment is there annually, and to plant that area around 15 million saplings are required. With the current scenario of so many diseases and pests, there are replacement of new old orchard with new orchard. So roughly more than 15 million or 1.5 crore healthy sapling is required annually in India as far as pomegranate propagation is concerned. And these are the major methods: air layering, micropropagation, and hardwood cutting. And since pomegranate is cultivated under climatically definitely challenged region, so climate resilient planting material is also very important, and there the role of root stocks come into picture. And till now there is no commercial utilization of root stocks. We are working on that. The salt tolerant root stocks, the pomegranate itself is a salt tolerant, but these commercial varieties, if you grow on high salt on saline soil, obviously the production and quality will get affected. So why not to have wild type root stocks or root stocks which are more tolerant to salinity conditions? So screening of root stocks against wilt causing pathogens, against salinity, against other abiotic and abiotic species is going on, and soon you will see the transformation of pomegranate propagation industry by utilization of root stock. That is a very, very, very good and futuristic research work, and we have also planned and we are also into it. We have some collaborations with Iran also. We have published some joint publications, and Iran also they are focusing on rootstock. But till now, there is no commercial recommendation on use of rootstock through grafting or budding. So you can see the share of different type of planting material. This is rough estimation based on our practical experience. So as I told that pomegranate is salutated crop, highly sensitive to water logging and various soil-borne pathogens which causes wilt. So it's always better to plant pomegranate on raised bed system. You can solarize those beds using 25 to 30 micron or even up to 50 micrometer white polythene strips by putting on the bed during summer season after wetting the bed. So that will lead to solarization. Solarization is highly beneficial. It reduces the pathogenic load. However, it improves the population of plant beneficial microbes. So there is two-way method. If you go for chemical treatment, chemical method leads to reduction of both healthy plant beneficial microbes as well as pathogens. But in case of solarization, the pathogens get reduced. However, the plant beneficial microbes get improved. Any query? Any query from your side?
No, sir.
Okay. So you can see the pictorial presentation of how the pomegranate are planted on raised bed system. I will move it really fast. So you can see these are the pictures of my orchard, research orchard. There, most of my presentation is part of my work at NRC on pomegranate. So that's why I have put everywhere the logos also. And I will show you one slide what I am doing right now at IRI. But last year only I got transferred to IRI. So most of my presentation is part of my research work at NRC on pomegranate Solapur. So these are some of the varieties. You can see their maturity, their yield, and what is the color of their ring, hearing, juice. So all these details are there. If anybody is interested, they can take. You can see the pictorial view of major varieties of India. Then at NRCP, we have developed a bio-fortified variety of pomegranate, which is having comparatively higher iron, zinc, and aspartic acid content as compared to Bhagwa. We have also developed an Anardana type. Anardana, the poke tomato and all those are new world crop. So what our ancestors or in previous centuries, how people were use different acidulants for culinary purposes, because at that time tomato was not there in 15th century or 14th century. So we used to add at that time tamarind or kokum or pomegranate. This wild pomegranate, which is known as Anardana, is highly acidulant, and it was used as an acidulant for culinary purposes. So still, if you go to the market for chole bhature and all those, this Anardana is used, and it is sold at the rate of 1,000 rupees a kg. So that's a very good entrepreneurship opportunity for farmers. So as far as canopy management is concerned, single stem, multi-stem canopy can be developed. In India, mostly multi-stem canopy is used for pomegranate. It's a shrub type having a naturally throws suckers. So usually we maintain well-spaced 3 to 4 branches. I have seen so many orchards where so many branches, like 15, 20 main branches used to come from the ground. You should not allow that. Otherwise, there will be overcrowding, light penetration will be poor, and ultimately yield will be reduced because light is a sun-loving plant. So you have to maintain multi-stem, means only 3 to 4 stems in all the direction. You can see at the bottom, single stem system in under high density planting. Even if you go to some of the foreign countries where pomegranate is grown, they mostly grow on single stem system. But in India, multi-stem system is followed. This left-hand side picture, bottom one is from our orchard, where we tried single stem also, and we have one orchard on single stem there at NRCP. Now pruning, mostly two pruning is done. One is immediately after harvesting, which is heavy pruning, and one is done at the time of flowering, which is light pruning. Always, if you want vegetative growth or you have to go for heavy pruning, go heavy pruning immediately after harvesting, because it will promote only vegetative growth. So immediately after harvesting, you can go for heavy pruning, and at that time itself, you have to supply a basal dose of nutrition. Otherwise, plant immediately after harvesting, if you go for heavy pruning and if you are not supplying nutrition, the plant will die off. But whenever you are intended to flower the plant, never go for high pruning, only go for light pruning. That will lead to redistribution of growth hormone. It will lead to the spotting of buds, and ultimately your flowering area will be increased. So these are various support systems used in pomegranate. You can see heavy pruning, light pruning examples. Then bahar regulation, ambe bahar, mid bahar, ask bahar. So there is a way how to perform that. I think time is very limited, so we will discuss it whenever I get next opportunity. This is nutrient or fertilizer schedule. Most of the areas in pomegranate growing regions of Maharashtra, they follow the fertigation and drip irrigation. So they have almost, standardized the application of nutrient and fertilizers. But definitely, if you don't have fertigation facility or drip irrigation facility, the basal dose application, as mentioned here, you have to follow this. This is a the calcium loving, and it needs a high amount of potash also. This dose has been standardized by NRCP. You can see drip irrigation system, mostly 2 lateral and 4 dripper with the discharge of around 4 to 8 liter. You can use those kind of drippers. That is followed in pomegranate for irrigation practices. You can see how laterals are placed, how drippers are placed. So these are various issues in pomegranate as far as diseases are concerned. Bacterial blight, wilt, food spot, fungal spot. Bacterial blight is caused by bacteria, Xanthomonas xenophodes. That's a very deadly disease and leading to heavy loss of pomegranate cultivation during last 15 years. But still, we have some solution. We have developed a stem fluorination technique, 6-step technology. We have developed a spray schedule involving antibiotic, but still a foolproof source is not there. We are still in search of completely immune variety, though we found some moderately resistant genotype, and we are involving them in the breeding for development of blight-resistant pomegranate varieties. There are certain insects which are problematic for pomegranate, moth, thrips, food borer, short-fur borer. Recently has gained the role of it has developed as a major pest during last 3-4 years. Otherwise, earlier it was just a minor pest. The nematodes and mites are also issued, cracking, browning, sun scalding. Mostly these kind of growth covers. These are non-woven polypropylene bags. They are used for covering as a crop cover or as a fruit bag. Also, they are used, and for export to Europe. Most of the farmers, they follow this type of covering. They prevent from sun scalding, and they also reduce the load of some of the insects. These are various value-added products. You all know fruit juice, drink, minimally processed dairy, seed oil, wine, pomegranate wine. Pomegranate wine is having one compound called melatonin. Melatonin is very good, medicine or nutraceutical for treating insomnia, sleeplessness. So the pomegranate wine, but we have taboo over the word wine, so we can popularize it as a pomamrit, and it is having good source of not only nutraceutical but also it has ability to treat insomnia. Then this pomegranate peel can be used for coloring, for organic mouthwash development, and you must all be knowing that oral health is directly related to heart health. A lot of heart attacks are coming because of poor oral hygiene, because nerves are interconnected. Those bacteria which have been found in mouth also found to be accumulated near the major arteries in the heart. So we should be very careful about oral health, and a lot of mouthwash have been developed by using pomegranate peel as an organic mouthwash. Then you can see if you have 100 kg of pomegranate fresh fruit, you can develop this much of powder. Then minimally processed dairy, remaining after extraction of juice, you can use seed for oil extraction. After extraction of oil, the seed cake can be used for preparation of dietary fiber-rich cookies. You can replace maida or atta from powder of pomegranate seed cake after extraction of oil. So muffins can be prepared. So those work is also going on. You can see this research was done where we, along with some of our collaborating agencies, use pomegranate seed oil. It is based on urine model, where we found that in mouse, the colon cancer can be treated by a regulated dose of pomegranate seed oil, and this seed oil is under now clinical trial. So you can see those pictures which has already been published. Then we have also developed pomegranate grind powder based gold nano formulations for diabetic nephropathy. Whenever there is diabetic, the kidney get affected, and this formulation on mouse model, urine model, proved very effective to reduce the impact of diabetic nephropathy. And this is part of my research. My expertise is tissue culture. So we have standardized the protocol for in vitro propagation. Then we have worked on endophytes. We have also worked on mycorrhiza. We found some of the mycorrhiza which are very important for pomegranate. Mycorrhiza are fungi, plant beneficial fungi, and they are like, you can say, rhizobium of higher plants. Like rhizobium, what rhizobium did a magical thing in, in case of leguminous plant. In case of higher plant, this mycorrhiza it increases the soil exploration capacity of the plant. It increases the nutrient uptake capacity of the plant. It also helps in mobilizing the fixed form of nutrients to the available form. So mycorrhiza is a tremendous organism. Lot of species are there, and we found that Globus interradices, now which is known as Rhizophilus irregularis, which is a kind of mycorrhiza which is important for pomegranate. Then we have also done some work on endophytes. You can see this technology got promoted, got appreciated by ICAR, and we have also developed a sanitation protocol where we involve lukewarm water, antibiotic, and surface sterilizing agent for treatment of cutting. So that protocol has also got commercialized. This is the impact of quality planting material which we produce, and these were some of the MOUs we signed with some of the prominent private sector organizations, including Jain Irrigation, including Government of Karnataka. We also, this technology got among these silent achievements of the whole ICR. We also carried out chromosome scale assembly of pomegranate. As far as climate resilient horticulture is concerned, we are working on rootstock. So I think these are some of the varieties where we was involved as breeder. Solapur, Nardana, this variety has been released by SVRC also. These all were registered with PPFRA. And this is the work I started at IIM New Delhi, where I developed a field gene bank having around 183 wild, indigenous, and cultivated pomegranate genotypes. And this was the impact of ICAR and RCP technology all across India. You can see it's very colorful picture. So I think I am done.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. I would like to ask the participants, if you have any queries, you can unmute yourself and ask your questions. Otherwise, you can drop your questions on the chat box and I may ask on your behalf.
No questions means either they have not listened or they got understood everything. So unfortunately, even after working for 15 years, I could not able to understand fully how you can understand in 1 hour. So I hope questions from your side. Anybody interested in planting pomegranate? Any student who is having land and interested in planting pomegranate? Okay. Are they still there or they slept?
No, they are there.
Good afternoon, sir. Myself, Dr. Priyanka Dubey, working as a HOD Horticulture at Mangalayatan. So actually, sir, this is a new nursery and we are going to plant orchard of pomegranate. And here we are at a higher latitude and our topography is not labeled. It is undulated. So is there any specification for that kind of condition? And our actually earth panel is also hard beneath 50 to 60 centimeter. So we are facing some more problem here.
Yeah, so hard pan is an issue because so what you can go ahead, you can have a raised bed system of planting. because either you can use chisel plow to break hard pen. So little bit of calcareous soil is not an issue for pomegranate because it's a calcium loving plant. Only thing is that you have to take care that water should not stagnate. So let's suppose you are telling that there is hard pan within 1 or 2 meters. So the water will be, it will accumulate there. So that will not be very good for pomegranate. So better, it's always advisable, if your soil is light, go for raised bed planting. It should be around 1.5 to 2 feet tall, trapezoidal shape, and around 4 feet wide. That kind of raised bed planting will definitely help you out.
Okay, sir. And what about the variety? Which variety we have to choose for our location? We are in Madhya Pradesh, Jabalpur.
So, what is your average rainfall here in Jabalpur? Average annual rainfall?
It's about 500 to 600 mm.
That's very conducive. That's very conducive if it's like that. And the soil is light textured soil.
Light textured soil, yes.
Right now, since trend is for Bhagwa, so I will recommend that go for Bhagwa.
Okay, sir. Then we will connect you regarding the supply of planting material after discussion with our authorities.
And one more thing, madam, since that's a research organization, so instead of going for one variety, we should go for plantation of 4 or 5 variety, so then you can display to some of the visitors that we have this much of variety, like Solapur Lal, Bhagwa, Super Bhagwa, Midula, Rakta. These are the good varieties. Ganesh. So you can plant like 2 lines of each variety to demonstrate that. So that will be always better. Since you
sir, what are the reasons of fruit cracking? Actually, in Chhindwara district of Madhya Pradesh, most of the farmers are facing the problem of fruit cracking after 2 to 3 years of getting fruits in the bearing trees.
Actually, madam, Chhindwara is not at all recommended for pomegranate cultivation. That's a high rainfall zone. That is recommended for oranges.
Custard apple.
Citrus group. Custard apple is also dry, but that is recommended because that's a soil is also a little bit heavy and that is high rainfall zone. But cracking के बहुत से reasons हो सकते हैं. Nutritional एक factor हो सकता है, genetical एक factor हो सकता है, तीसरा factor हो सकता है. Whenever there is a period of drought and immediately you irrigate with higher amount of water, so that leads to cracking. So if you don't have drip irrigation system, if you are relying on flood irrigation system or basin irrigation system, the chances of cracking will be higher, particularly under summer season. So it is like a combination of everything. So to avoid that, what you can do, so cracking is because of so many reasons. If let's suppose you are taking Mrik Bahar and during winter there is huge variation in diurnal temperature, like day temperature is a little bit higher and night temperature is dipping, quite fast. So in that case also, because of that diurnal temperature variation, the cracking will be there. So right at the young stage of the fruit set stage itself, you should go for boron spray, boron and calcium spray, and then regular irrigation. You can reduce the amount of water if water is limited, but frequency you can increase. Regular irrigation is always better than irrigating with very high amount of water at one time and then leaving it dry. Because if we provide more water also, then most of the water go leached out. It percolates. Plant couldn't able to absorb that. That's why if you want to go for pomegranate cultivation, I highly recommend that you should go for drip irrigation.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. There is one question from our student. Yeah. Sir, what are the various diseases it is susceptible to? This is the question.
See, as I told that most of the area is having only one variety, it's a monoculturing. So almost all the diseases that Bhagwa is susceptible. So it's a high yielding variety, very good variety, worth of 10,000 crore rupees. That's a huge amount, but susceptible to bacterial blight, wilt, nematode, all the pests like thrips, short borer, all those insect pest diseases which I mentioned there, including physiological disorder, that Bhagwa is susceptible to all of them. So it's under tremendous biotic stress pressure.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So there is one more question. Somebody is asking that soil solarization, how it is helpful in pomegranate production?
That's very good point. Whether soil solarization is helpful in all kind of production, not only pomegranate. What happens? Most of the pathogenic organisms, they are they remain on the upper layer of the soil. So when you go for solarization, the proper way of solarization is that you make a bed, sprinkle with water, and cover it with white polythene during hot summer season. So that will increase the temperature of the soil for few centimeters, where most of the pathogens they reside. So it has negative impact on the pathogens. It kills pathogens. However, most of the beneficial microbes, they are a little bit, in the deeper zone of the soil. So they get opportunity to multiply. So by this means, the solarization helps in reducing the pathogenic load and increasing the plant beneficial microbes. And both are directly helpful in reducing the soil-borne pathogens. For example, that is Helix equal to wilt pathogen. So if you reduce the pathogen inoculum, obviously the wilt chances of getting wilt will be also get reduced.
I think there is one question from Professor S.K. Rao.
Yeah.
Sir, you can ask your question.
Yeah, Dr. Singh,
Yes.
that you have given an excellent presentation on the pomegranate cultivation. As the head of the department, Mangalayatan University, was talking about cultivation of the pomegranate in Jabalpur.
Yes.
I worked for Jabalpur for 40 years, and then later on I had been the vice chancellor at Gwalior, Agricultural University. That the Jabalpur is not fit for the pomegranate cultivation by virtue of high rainfall, number one, and then congenial climate for the growing of the pomegranate plant itself. There are a lot of issues for the cultivation and getting the good quality of the produce of pomegranate in Jabalpur. As per you're talking about Chandwada district is concerned, and it has been a successful in the low rainfall areas of the Chandwada district. Entire district is not very high rainfall. Some of the blocks are having high rainfall. There it doesn't fit. But some of Panduna and other areas, they are cultivated extensively and the farmers got the benefits out of that. But still there are some issues related to the cracking and all these things, what the head of the department has rightly pointed out. Anyhow, the presentation was excellent. Within a short span of 1 hour period, and you have given a lot of information related to the crop improvement of the pomegranate and all these export potential and many more things. You have given enough knowledge for the students, right? Thank you very much for your nice presentation.
Thank you so much. That's why my first question when Madam asked that question, that what is the average rainfall and how is this?
1,300 centimeters is the average rainfall at Jabalpur.
I got the information that she was telling 600 millimeters was the annual rain.
No, she may not aware. It's okay.
And Chhindwara, sir, by virtue of, because I worked with NGO in most of the regions, like in Tikamgarh, in Anuppur, in Jatara, in Chhindwara also, we worked with Srijan. So we were planning to plant pomegranate in Chhindwara because their head office was in one of the offices was there in Chhindwara. But
No,
what,
fruit station, right?
what we find that soil is also quite heavy at some of the places. Though you're right that some pockets might be receiving high rainfall, some might be receiving low rainfall. So since soil was also heavy and they were running a citrus plantation program, so citrus is basically suitable for high rainfall zone or black pottle soil. So that's why we avoided Chhindwara. So if that's why the case I told that Chhindwara might not be suitable because of some pockets might be having high rainfall and black pottle soil.
Yeah, low rainfall areas, they are successfully cultivated it, and then they got the benefits also. A lot of farmers got the benefit out of pomegranate. There are several awards for the farmers at the national level also, even at the state level. But anyhow, it is a very good crop or the very good potential because we are not aware of the pomegranate in the beginning. Now we are the leaders. It is a big contribution from your side, from the scientists. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I'm giving the mic to Dr. Priyanka for vote of thanks.
A very good afternoon to one and all present online and offline. I am Dr. Priyanka Dubey. As we come to the completion of our edifying webinar, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. N.V. Singh, who is the eminent senior scientist from Division of Fruit and Horticultural Technology, ICAR, New Delhi, for delivering the insightful and engaging webinar on current status and future prospects of pomegranate cultivation in India. Sir, your deliberation will definitely be fruitful to our students and all the participants. As sir, you have mentioned that the BC ratio is pomegranate cultivation is 1.725. Then we can recommend this crop for the cultivation for doubling of the farmer's income. Sir has emphasizes the varieties, species, origin area, production, productivity, export potential, propagation methods, fertilizer scheduling, water management, and value-added products of pomegranate. Thank you so much, sir, for your deliberation on pomegranate, a superfood. I am also conveying my vote of thanks to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor K.R.S. Sambasiva Rao, sir, Provice Madam Dr. Vinita Kaur Saluja, Registrar Dr. V.S. Nagakishore, Dean Professor S.P. Tiwari, and all the faculty members, media coordinators, and my dear students. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. We
Right.
would like to collaborate with you
Thank
for the future work.
Most
Thank you.
welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.